Brent Rooker is an all-star. Hey, Brent, thanks for the visit. Man, Kotsay was really meandering there. I didn't know where that was going to land. Did you have a sense he was talking about you or not?
I didn't. I mean, I kind of knew where the message was going. I didn't know necessarily it was specifically about me, but it was a pretty cool message nonetheless. And hearing him say my name at the end of it was pretty special.
That's great. Who were the first people that you spoke to after you got the news? Family members, friends, teammates, coaches. Tell us about those first hours.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Kotz made the announcement, and after that, it's a bunch of congratulations from teammates, who are also some of your closest friends. So that's pretty cool. And then from there, make the phone calls home to my wife and to my parents and let them know the news. And everybody was super excited, obviously. And those few minutes after finding out were pretty cool.
You're in the middle of the season, obviously. You're getting ready to go to Seattle next week as an all-star. Do you have the time in the schedule to kind of take stock in your own journey? I mean, yours is a great story, man. Drafted by the Twins. You played with a couple of different organizations before, getting to Oakland and becoming an all-star. Do you have a moment to reflect on that, or is the schedule preventative of that?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to a little bit. It is tough just because, like you said, the day-to-day schedule here moves so quickly, and we're just going from one city to another and trying to adjust and trying to compete on a nightly basis. But it's been a cool journey. It's been one that I'm very thankful for every step of the way. I'm thankful for all four teams that I've been with, all four organizations that have given me opportunities at one time or another, and ultimately landing here in Oakland, which wound up to be a great fit and a great spot for me to be, and just kind of win an opportunity at a spring training and then take advantage of some of those at-bats. It's been a good season so far. I'm just looking to keep building on it.
I want to go back to April, the end of April, when you won AL Player of the Week honors, and involved in that really great week you had was a homer against Shohei Ohtani, after which you said you want to see if he will sign a photograph of you taking him deep. And you said it in such a great diplomatic way. Did you ever get that photo signed by Shohei?
No, I haven't yet. I'm working on it. So I'm hoping in Seattle will be the time I get to do that. I think it's just such a. I mean, one, it's a cool picture, and then two, obviously, to be able to. He's such a great player, and what he's doing for the game right now is unbelievable. So I think this would be a fun keepsake to kind of have, for the rest of my career and then forever after that.
Oh, I think getting him to do it at the All-Star game is a perfect strategy too, right? He's a little disarmed. He's not in the throes of a head-to-head. And I love what you said about him.
Right.
Your quote was great, Brent. You said, if there's anybody doubting that he is the best baseball player of all time, I don't really know why they are. I'm with you, dude. Look, there have been great players in this sport. Not to take anybody away from the old-timers. Nobody's done what this guy does. As an opponent, is that discussed in a clubhouse? Say he's on the mound or he's hitting a home run. Do you guys talk about that stuff?
I think when you're, specifically when you're playing against him and it's compete mode, the mindset gets a little bit different. You're just trying to figure out how we beat this guy like you are any other pitcher. But those weeks when you're not having to compete against him, you're just kind of watching the highlights on MLB Network or wherever it is. There's definitely a sense of awe, amongst his peers and amongst other players around the league, just kind of watching him do what he does on a daily basis.
We've got up on the screen some of your biographical info. You're one of a ton, seems like a ton, of Mississippi State Bulldogs in the league right now. You won a Triple Crown in the SEC back in 2017. You had a great career there. Do you keep in touch with all the other Mississippi State guys that are in the league? Because it feels like there are a bunch of them.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very close-knit family, a very tight-knit group. Whether we were there at the same time and played together or not, everybody pretty much stays in touch on a pretty regular basis. I'm looking at the list right now. You guys are missing one.
Who?
Jordan Westberg. Debuted earlier this week, I think, with Baltimore.
You're right.
I want to give him a shout-out. I don't want him to be left out there because he was, I guess, the 2020 draft, and he's off to a great start to his career in Baltimore. So I want to make sure he gets a shout-out there as well on that list. But, yeah, a lot of good players there and guys that I'm good friends with every single one of them. So it's a pretty special group to be a part of.
Yeah, we miss Buck Showalter, too. We give you a gig as a quality control specialist here at the network, just making sure our graphics
I noticed it
right.
earlier. I noticed it when it was up there earlier. I just wanted to make sure I give Westy a shout out there.
Hey, give us a little bit, Brent, on what's going on in the A's clubhouse. Wins have not been plentiful. It's not a secret. You guys are battling every day. However, we love your manager. Mark Kotsay is one of the best dudes and one of the best baseball people in the sport. You've won 2 in a row, looking to finish off a sweep. Take us into the room. What's being discussed there in the clubhouse?
Yeah, every day we're showing up as individuals and as a team just trying to get better. And I think the last month of our play has reflected that. There have been a lot of good times in the last 4 to 6 weeks where we've been playing better. We've been reeling off some wins, a few 3, 4 in a row. We got to 7 there at one point, I think. So the vibes have improved. Obviously since April and May was a little bit of a tough stretch for us, but since the beginning of June into July, I feel like we've been playing pretty well. We're making strides as a team. Guys are in there working and getting better, so it's a fun place to be right now.
12 runs yesterday, coming off riding high there. What's your favorite park to play in so far? Where do you like to swing the bat the most?
Man, I hit well in Baltimore this year. I think that's one that's up there. I've played really well there. I like going to Cleveland. I've been there. I've probably been to Cleveland or Detroit most of my career. I like both those parks. But I would say right now Baltimore is probably my favorite place to hit.
Got it. Hey, Brent, thanks for the visit, man. Congratulations on the All-Star selection. Well-deserved. Enjoy yourself next week, as I know you will. And we'll check in with you again down the road.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me.